April 28, 2022. Transnistria area of Moldova reports continued explosions. Conflicting reports on this. Ukraine blames Russia and others report traces tracked back to Ukraine. Both may be right. Some unfriendly fire back and forth, it looks like. Transnistria is a disputed area of Moldova that has a high Russian population. Russia has stopped oil and gas to Bulgaria and Poland, the Washington Post reports. After an initial dip when it attacked Ukraine, the Russian ruble is now worth more than before the start of the war, TradingEconomics.com reports. It is at 72 per dollar end of April and was at 80 per dollar at the start of the war. TFI Global reported that the EU hypocrites have been selling hundreds of millions of dollars in weapons to Russia. Yahoo News reports that panic buying has been triggered in Shanghai, China. The real news is that there is panic buying in Beijing, China, because of an impending lockdown there. DW News reports that Switzerland is not allowing Germany to retransport arms it has bought from Switzerland to give to Ukraine. It is part of their neutrality contract with those that purchase arms from them that they cannot resell them to countries involved in current wars. Germany only has about 86 tanks, and BBC reports that they just gave dozens of them to Ukraine. So at that point, if Ukraine loses, why wouldn't Putin just keep going? Germany doesn't have Hans and Franz to protect them. CNBC reports that NASDAQ lost all gains and is back near 2022 lowest. India Today reports that Elon Musk suggested Trump change the Truth Social name to Trumpet. The horn works for me. But I see where he's going with that. Latest water cooler discussion is why have 18 food production plants been destroyed in the last 6 months? All due to fire except 3 of the 18. One had an airplane crash into it. That's never been done deliberately before, has it? Another had a boiler explode. You can't do that intentionally, or can you? And then another was an explosion. Tucker Carlson and several others are reporting on this. Just one more way to make you starve to death. As our fearful leader said, food shortages are going to be real. I'll see to it. 10% of the egg-laying chickens are being murdered for bird flu. Eggs just doubled in price before the announcement came out. There is no doubt in my mind that we will have a huge outbreak of mad cow's disease announced any day now. People wonder, gee, how is this happening? They are intentionally murdering 7.5 billion people around the planet. They said they would, and now they're doing it. Who are they? The global elitists in conjunction with the CCP. Looks like everybody is going to be begging someone with a field for food to eat. I wonder who has the most of that. Oh yeah, NBC says Bill Gates has been buying up all kinds of farmland. The #1 owner of farmland in the US, along with buying John Deere stock. And the Chinese too. Nah, just a coincidence. USDA reports that 30% of farmland is owned by non-farmers who lease it out to farmers, just like when they bought a bunch of pharmaceutical stocks and mask manufacturing company stocks, like 3M, right before a pandemic broke out that they said would break out a couple of months before it broke out at the Event 201 World Pandemic Exercise? No, couldn't be. There are no coincidences, people. Crossroads reported that states are getting paid by the federal government and are given extra legal rights after seizing your children. They also reported that the EU is working on only letting their truth be told, and no science that differs with their opinions is allowed to be heard. Meanwhile, stateside, Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter has all the liberals worried that Twitter might cancel political accounts. And how terrible that would be! Newsflash, morons, you already did that to the President of the United States and pretty much every other conservative political candidate. And just because you do evil, don't presume everyone else is going to do it too. The government couldn't stay out of this freedom of speech war. To counter Elon Musk's valiant attempt to allow free speech in a country that has it in the Constitution, their Truth Ministry has been named Disinformation Governance Board. It's under the Department of Homeland Security. Isabel Brown reported this today. They will be deleting and suppressing anything you say that they don't like or that doesn't fit into their narrative. 1984 is here, people. The entire Department of Homeland Security needs to be sent to the unemployment line. It was merely a dystopian facade created by George Bush Sr. and Dick Cheney after 9/11. Apple and Google are also afraid that Elon Musk is as evil as they are and are talking about deplatforming Twitter. Now, if Elon has the U.S. government and Apple and Google declaring war on him, then he must be doing something good. Tucker Carlson commented that after being completely exposed as an anti-Trump rhino Republican, Kevin McCarthy gets a standing ovation from rhinos and Dems in Congress today. I guess there were no tomatoes handy. Good news story of the day. Arise1380.com reports that a grandfather in Mumbai sold his house to pay for his granddaughter's education. People on the internet got together and bought him another one. Okay, that was a couple months ago. Let's see. GoodNewsNetwork.org reports that a Good Samaritan took in a Ukrainian family into a medieval castle. Barry Hoyen and his Spanish wife Lola took in 11 refugees from Mariupol and Dnipro. They flew to Poland to pick them up and bring them to their Ballanduli Castle in Galway County. After just 1 month, 5 of them have already started working. And that's our good story of the day. Thank you for watching The Horn, and have the best day of your life.